Some big changes were announced by the BC government regarding buying and selling houses in BC. Here's some of the details and my thoughts on how this is going to affect us living here. So, are these changes helpful? Well, on a scale of 1 to 10, they're a C plus. More changes to British Columbia's housing policies affecting everyone from first-time homebuyers, those upcycling old homes, and new home builders. The goal is to make housing more affordable, but will it actually do what it's supposed to do? Let's dive into that now, starting with the newly built home exemption. I'm starting with the best change I've seen in a while, and one that BC real estate agents have been recommending for a long time, which is increasing the threshold for property transfer tax exemption on newly built homes. This has been a very long time coming, but finally, a little bit, at least some recognition of the fact that home prices are way over $750,000. Now, the exemption is only on new construction, mind you, and if they really wanted to make housing more affordable, they would extend a similar exemption to the residential resale market. But for now, let's look at what we did get. Basically, the exemption threshold has been raised from 750,000 to 1.1 million on newly built homes. There is a sliding scale of partial exemptions between 1.1 million and 1.150. So if your purchase is between that range, and you want to know the amount of exemption you'll be able to get, I'll put a link in the description below to more details. This change is effective April 1st, so it hits pretty quickly, and I have quite a few clients who are going to be seeing upwards of $15,000 of relief in their purchase taxes this spring. To qualify for the exemption, the home must be a principal residence in BC and fall within the specified price ranges we talked about. Unlike the first time homebuyer program, there is no requirement to be a first time homebuyer to benefit from this particular exemption. Next up, drum roll please. After years of waiting, this is the thing I was griping about earlier. The first time homebuyer program has finally received a little bit of an update. It doesn't fully admit the reality of home prices in BC, but it is better than nothing. As of April 1st, here's the new part. Purchases between 500K and 835K get $8,000 off the property transfer tax payment. Basically, you only pay the PPT on the amount between 500K and 835K. Bottom line, a lot of buyers are going to start saving $8,000 on their PTT payment. Now, time for some thumbs down. The BC government has introduced a 20% tax on profits from homes sold within the first 12 months of purchase, with a sliding scale of taxes payable in the second 12 months. Basically, if you buy a home, improve it, and sell it within 2 years, there's a new tax on that, and it applies not only to investment properties, but also to principal residences. There are exemptions for people facing life circumstances like divorce, death, disability, or relocation. The tax is starting on January 1st, 2025, so at least this time it'll be implemented with some notice. I have so many thoughts on why I don't support this, even if I understand the sentiment. Number one, we're going to see more old, condemned, unlivable, and neglected homes fall into further decay instead of seeing people breathe new life into them, especially in cases where the homes are not able to be part of a land assembly or where it's not feasible for a developer to build a project. Most home flippers we work with, including myself, I've flipped a couple of homes, are upcycling homes where the scope of these projects are beyond what the average home buyer can take on. Because generally speaking, these are huge amounts of risk and there's capital needed to make these places livable again. It would have been nice to see these kinds of projects considered in the same way that missing middle initiatives are being considered, because they take nearly unlivable spaces and breathe new life into them for far less money and less red tape than a new build, which, in my opinion, increases the affordability of projects like these. Number two, there's already a new federal anti flipping tax that is applied to profits on a flip if you sell within the first year of ownership. I'll do a separate video breaking down the details of the new taxes specifically, but the main thing to know is that the BC provincial tax is not harmonized with the federal tax. Both taxes are applied separately and when combined can add up to as much as 60% or higher of the total income made from revitalizing a home. Both taxes are applied separately and when combined can add. The third reason I'm not in favor of this measure is because revitalizing homes adds supply to both the rental and the resale market. Most renovators I know add suites to the rental pool, make unlivable spaces livable again, and can usually have inventory back to the market in 12 months or less. It's obvious that the province needs to do something about housing affordability. Economists have been saying for over 2 decades that housing affordability crisis is rooted in lack of inventory. We need real solutions that bring homes to the market. And I believe that adding 60% or more in tax is going to deter renovators from adding inventory to the market and cause more derelict homes to sit untouched and remain in unlivable conditions. There's my take on some of the recent announcements affecting housing policy. For details and a comprehensive list of exemptions, qualifications, and policies, check out the links below. And of course, consult with your accountant for personalized financial advice regarding taxation. There is caution here for some of you and opportunity for others. Regardless of where you land, thank you so much for watching, and I hope this helps put some money in your pocket. See you next time.